again, welcome to today's attempt of a TimeGuessr puzzle. This is a game that tests your history knowledge and geography knowledge. We'll be given a series of 5 photos, just like this one. For each one we have to say, where in the world was it taken? But we also have to say, when in history was it taken, anywhere from 1900 to the present day. There's more points, of course, the closer you are both on the map and on the timeline. So you need to be good at both. I usually aim for about 2/3 to 3/4, but it always just depends on how obscure some of the photos are and how good my guessing is. So let's see how we get on today. Let's zoom into some of the writing. That looks very much Vietnamese to me. Van Tan. Yeah, I'm definitely going Vietnam, I think. So the next question is, what year? I mean, they're wearing masks, but they're just driving through traffic, aren't they? So it doesn't mean it's connected to COVID. Is anyone using a smartphone? Can I date things that way? I mean, they're driving, aren't they? So they're not going to be wearing smartphones whilst they're driving. I mean, the photo quality, it's not terrible, it just doesn't really look like it's from within the last 6 years, so I suspect the masks are just because of the atmosphere whilst you're driving fast on a motorbike, but I could be wrong, it could be COVID related as well. But I think I'm going to go earlier than 2020. The question is how much earlier? It's got to be 1990 or after, so at least I've narrowed it down to some kind of window. Let's just go 2011, why not? Might as well go Ho Chi Minh. Could be Hanoi. I'll be very annoyed because that's actually quite far, even though it's in the same country, but I don't think I've got any way of knowing exactly what city it's in. 2017, okay, not terrible, and I was in the right city, so that's not a terrible start. That is German, and that presumably looks like they're marching against fascism. Hopefully against fascism. So, I mean, there's like bell bottoms and hippie style clothes, aren't there? So that would mean it was 60s? For a university, something capitals. I do not speak German. Howdenegg. Don't know what that means. I don't see any references to cities, but yeah, I'm just gonna... Should I leave it just at 62? Let's leave it at 62, just based on the fashion. We'll go for Germany, Berlin or Munich. What do we think? I've got no idea. It's a toss-up. We'll go Munich. Oh, 71. I nearly went a little bit later, and it was in Zurich. So it's a good job I went for Munich rather than Berlin. At least I was a little bit closer. I did think maybe it was a little bit later than 62, but I would still have definitely gone in the 60s. I wouldn't have gone as late as 71. But the thing is, every time I think it's close to 62, and I move it, I always move it the wrong way, so that's why I left it on 62. Right, Le Grand Prix Brasserie, however you pronounce it. I was going to say it sounds French, and there we go, I mentioned for Paris, so we are going in Paris, but when? Roller skating, 70s, 80s, 90s this looks like, again, just from the fashion. Well, I mean, it definitely looks later than the previous one. Let's go 1990. And we will go in Paris. No use overthinking it, it could be a bit later, it could be a bit earlier. I just don't know. A little bit later, there we go. But I'm happy enough with that. We haven't got that close on any of the years. I think I've been at least 5 years off with all of them so far, but the locations have been relatively straightforward, so we've done okay so far, but let's see if we can finish off with a couple of good ones. Oh dear, this looks super old. Great Western Railway. Great Western Railway England. Okay. There was part of me that did wonder if it was going to be Great Western Rail Australia. I don't think it looked American, so I wasn't going to go Western America. They don't tend to have a lot of railways compared to the number of roads anyway. Okay, so if we're going England, where on earth in England are we going? Because that's quite a big boat. Where would the Great Western Railway be going that is so close to somewhere that a big boat would be? It would be very helpful if I could read this, but it probably just says something like Soldier House, which is not location specific. I would also like to be able to read this word under England. I mean, I feel like it says Roselair, which is a place in the Netherlands, isn't it? So that's a bit confusing. Either way. Oh no, maybe it's not confusing. Maybe the Great Western Railway takes you here and then you can get a ferry to Roselair in the Netherlands. Maybe. I think I'm going pre-World War I on this. It's a pretty good quality photo, is the only thing that's stopping me, but it just looks old. Let's go 1910. And I think we're just going to have to go somewhere on the east coast. It's called Great Western Railway. Am I really going to go somewhere on the east coast? I do think Roselair, maybe it's in Belgium actually. There we go. That is that what it says there? Maybe it's Great Western Railway because it goes from here to there? It's on the west of Brussels or west of Belgium, but then Roselair isn't even on the coast. It really does look like this is what this says though. Oh no, it's a letter short, isn't it? Rossslane. So maybe it's not that place. I don't know what to go for instead then. I suppose we'll go for Liverpool. But I could be way off. That's true wherever I go, to be fair. 1914, okay, we were close. It was Ireland, but it's on the east coast of Ireland, or the south coast even. That's all a bit confusing. Soldiers and horses of the Irish 5th Signal Company crowding for the Adelphi Quay in Waterford Island, preparing for deployment of a Western Front. Yeah, so it was the start of the war. I suppose I could have guessed that there were some actual people in soldiers' uniforms and worked that out. But yeah, it was close enough. I'm not sure I could have worked out that that's what the location was. But anyway. Oh, what are we going to do for question 5? The greatest newspaper show on earth, the New Sunday Journal, American Weekly. I mean, it's clearly somewhere in America, but that is a big place. This space contributed to build Minneapolis, Inc. I'm going to have to hope that that is not some kind of weird red herring. It's got to be in Minneapolis, surely, with a phrase like that. Right. So the only question again, what year? I know what time of day it is, but not what year. How strange. Tempo alcohol. When was Prohibition? Probably a little bit earlier. Because, I mean, there's cars. It can't be that early, can it? It's after World War I. It's after 1930, I think. My only question is it pre or post World War II? I think I'm going to go 1950. But it could be 1930, so I could be way off. Right, yes, we need the location. I don't know where Minneapolis is. Oh, but luckily it's come up. It's in Minnesota, fair enough. I'm not sure I'd have worked that out. I'd have been staring at the map for ages if that hadn't come up, but phew, it did. So it saved us all some time. It was 37, okay. I said 30 or 50, I should have just gone for 40, shouldn't I, and been done with it. Not a complete disaster though. It does mean we've just missed out on the 40k, which is a bit of a shame, but it is 78%, 78, 79%. It's more than the 3/4 I said I was aiming for, so I'm happy enough with that. Not my best, but definitely not my worst. Let me know how you got on. Thank you for watching and bye for now.